Hi guys, welcome to the channel of love and the journey of ascension. I did try to have the camera the other way, but it wasn't having it. So, okay, we've got it like this. Good evening. Good evening to you. I've just gone to get some cards. Cheers to Sundays. I love Sundays. I was telling Luna this morning. I said I love Sundays. And then I said to her, did I tell you that I love Sundays? I love Sundays. I've had the most amazing, productive, chilled out day. Anyway, so here we are. Good evening. Good afternoon. Happy Sunday to you. I've been a busy bee. A busy little bee. Okay, right. We've got some cards. We'll take these. How is everybody today? Good evening, Moon Cookie. Good evening to the channel of love. Cheers, Lucy. Happy Sunday. Watching the wedding on Outlander. It must be my 40th time watching it. Okay, we're watching the wedding. I'm looking out for the signs. Cheers. Cheers. Oh, look, the writing's not back to front when the camera's facing this way. That's the only difference with like an Android that I found, because with an iPhone, with the camera facing at you, it was, I was going to say a true reflection, but the Android actually gives like a true reflection of what I see in the mirror, because what you see in the mirror is not what others see. Okay, the Psychic Tarot. Good evening, Sherry. Hi Lucy, hi Moon Cookie, hi Sherry. I just thought we'd come on and have a little chat. Anything on your minds that you would like to talk about? Any topics? I'm up for all discussions. I'm up for interactions on this Sunday. I'm really proud of myself. I've really been productive, and it wasn't my intention to be. That's nice, isn't it? When you get shit done and it wasn't your intention to get shit done. Okay. I do have a book. I chose Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus. So I thought that might be nice. If you want to participate and give me a page number, we can do that a bit later on. But I was taking my books upstairs to the office, but this one was already upstairs, so I brought this one down. You was listening to a podcast about somatic healing. Okay. I don't know much about. I take it that you was listening to the podcast, not me. I haven't listened to a podcast about somatic healing. Somatic healing. I was listening. I listened to your video on your channel. Venus Rise. Is it Venus Rising or Venus Rises? Venus Rising or Venus Rises. I liked your video, Sherry. Okay. I've opened up Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, so I need to get my glasses though. I'll let you have a look. You might be able to read that before I do. Does that say why men and women fight? Venus Rises is Sherry's YouTube channel. Okay, I've got my glasses. Venus Rises. So we have Men Are From Mars. There's no mistakes, is there? Women Are From Venus. What I was taken to was the song by Bananarama, Venus. And Venus was her name, goddess on a mountain top, burning like a silver flame. the goddess of beauty and love, and Venus was her name. She's got it. Yeah, baby, she's got it. The thing is, when I went to school, I changed the lyrics a bit. And my version goes, I'm your penis. I'm on fire for your vagina. Listen, I was about 10, okay, 11, 10, 11. I was 10 because I remember being at a boy's 11th birthday party. And yeah, I remember standing on a chair, singing at the top of my voice. Jeez, Lucy. Yeah, well, it's the truth. Okay. I had older sisters, and their friends who would talk a lot of sex talk. My mum liked to talk a lot of sexy talk. I listened. I told my friends about it. Okay, Venus. Anyway, my daughter Emily knows that story, and she was at work yesterday, and it came on. And so, she sends me a little message. Let's read this. And Venus was her name. Why men and women fight. Harris completely misunderstood Kathy's hurt reaction. He thought she was demanding that he gave up TV forever. Kathy wasn't demanding that Harris gave up TV. She just wanted him to know how painful it was for her. Women instinctively know that if only their pain can be heard, then they can trust their partner to make whatever changes he can make. When Kathy shared her hurt, she just needed to be heard and then be reassured that he wasn't permanently reverting back to the old Harris, addicted to TV and emotionally unavailable. Certainly Harris deserved to watch TV, but Kathy deserved the right to be upset. She deserved to be heard, understood, and reassured. Harris was not wrong for watching TV, and Kathy was not wrong for being upset. Men argue for the right to be free, while women argue for the right to be upset. Men want space, while women want understanding. Because Harris did not understand Kathy's wave, he thought her reaction was unfair. He thought he had to invalidate her feelings if he wanted to take time to watch TV. He became irritable and thought, I can't be loving and intimate all the time. Harris felt he had to make her feelings wrong to gain the right to watch TV and live his life and be himself. He argued for his right to watch TV when Kathy just needed to be heard. She argued for the right to be hurt and upset. Add a Q&A sticker, your favourite season and why. This takes me to another little joke. My favourite season is summer. And why? Because that's when my birthday is. But it isn't. My birthday's in April. Hey, Angie. Hi, Lucy. Talk to me. Come and talk to me, Angie. Like lovers do. Okay, so what's your favourite season and why? I'm going to choose the season of now, autumn. Why? The colours of the leaves and the crunching of them under your feet as you're walking. and it's not too cold. And there's like this particular smell in the air. Autumn is my favourite season. And yes, my next favourite season is spring. My birthday's in spring. I do like spring. That has a different scent in the air. And it's like new life, growth. And like baby lambs are born. Babies are born. Everyone comes out of hibernation. Well, some wait till summer. They're called humans. Okay. So let's have a look and see what your favourite seasons are. Moon Cookie. John Gray is one of the characters on Outlander. Well, there we go. There were no mistakes. Okay, so obviously this reading is for us ladies to bring all the signs together. Moon Cookie said hi. Sherry says that she loves spring. I love watching all of the flowers bloom. Angie, summer. Boating and gardening. Okay, yeah, boating, that would be nice. Boating and gardening. I do love gardening. These are my favourite seasons, and fall and winter. Okay. Fall and winter is Moon Cookies. Angie, you just got back from France. How was your trip to France? Did you go to the capital? Did you go to Paris? Moon Cookie says hi, Angie. Hey, Mariah. Hello, I'm listening. Driving to see autumn. I'll give her my love, please, and a hug. A hug and my love. And that's lovely. Mariah, I'll be messaging you. I'll give you a message tomorrow about arranging a time to speak, as you have been on my mind. Okay, so should we have a look at the Moonology cards? You bet. Is the song You Bet or You Bad? I'll make you rich. I'll make you rich. Ooh, I'll make you poor. You bad. It might be You Bad or You Bet. I may have been singing it wrong all these years. You know what song I'm singing? Name the song. Okay, name the song. You bad. You bad. You bad. I'll make you rich. I'll make you rich. I'll make you a witch. I'll make you poor. Paris and I don't know how I pronounced that one. Reims. It was absolutely amazing. I went with my bestie. Hi everyone. Oh wow. You got to see the Eiffel Tower. Did you go up into the Eiffel Tower? And it like comes alight like every hour, I think it is, at night time. My first trip to Paris, I went with the school and I was quite young. And so you didn't really get to enjoy Paris because you was on the coach. And then we got off, had a day in Paris and then back on the coach again. More time travelling. Anyway. But I did revisit Paris at the end of 2017. Christmas 2017. And I had a lovely time. I done the Moulin Rouge. That was the most amazing show I've seen. Apart from School of Rock. I mean, that I'm not sure anything's going to top that musical. But I saw that in London. done some shopping in Paris. Trying to think what I've done in Paris. I've done a cookery class in Paris. And I've done a Segway tour in Paris. There we go. Lucy's trip to Paris. I've got the Moonology cards here, but I don't know. A card's not wanting to come out, so let me bring the cards forward. Okay. No, I went in the Eiffel Tower on my first trip, okay, where I did not my first trip. I didn't go up the Eiffel Tower. We just visited a lot of the monuments and met up with my friend from Paris. This is the Champagne region. Oh, wow. I'd definitely like to explore more of France. Oh, a lot of Europe I'd like to explore. Moon Cookie, I took French in middle school and high school. I've always wanted to go to Paris or the south of France. The Champagne, I think that's the companion. There's no mistakes, but is that meant to say the Champagne? But okay, let's, can we have a card, please? No, just give me a card. Oh, it's reluctant. Cheers. Do you want to play some Scrabble? Yeah? I love it when you guys participate. Or when you get to participate. I love doing live readings. So anyway, let's get the Scrabble bag. Okay, it's going to be noisy. I want to give it a good... Did anyone guess the song? You bet. Dun, 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 dun. That doesn't even sound like that song, Lucy. Yeah, wow. Call me good, call me bad, call me anything you want to, baby. But I know, that you're sad. And I know I'll make you happy with the one thing that you never had. Baby, I'm your man. Don't you know that, baby? I'm your man. Don't you know? You bet. I thought it said you bet. It could be you bet. You bet. Does that look like it wants to say argue? Ain't got time for none of that nonsense. Okay. G.I. Joe. G.I. Row. Death Row. Okay. So we can see that we have the word argue. And we're missing the U. Who do we have here? Pinocchio. Wow. He wants to be a real boy. And the only way that he can stay a real boy is if he promises not to what? Tell lies. Your nose will grow, Pinocchio. If you tell lies. Argue telling lies? Well, that has gaslighting written all over it, doesn't it? You're arguing with somebody. You're Ollie, Ollie, Ollie. What's about tips in the trolley? Balls in the biscuit tin. Baby's in the bath with its finger up its arse, playing with its ding-a-ling-a-ling, while we're singing old songs, old naughty songs. Oi, oi, Savaloy. Okay, guys, you work out any words, because, geez. I'm going to see if these cards want to give me anything. Bring me sunshine all the while. we go from not giving me one card to like giving me three. It's like buses. They come in threes. We got four. Jeez. Believe in the impossible. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. You got to have a J-O-B if you want to be with me. No romance with no finance. I don't know if they're the right words, but that's what's coming through. Your hard work is paying off. So believe in the impossible. Your hard work is paying off. When I'm looking at them scrabble pieces, I'm seeing that as a Z. So I'm seeing like Arizona. And then we have the end of a tough cycle approaches. This is good. Because I've been talking about travelling and I've been thinking about travelling. There was a time when I wasn't really bothered about travelling because I had done travelling, quite a lot of travelling in like a 6-month period. But now I want to travel. I was walking to work the other day and I'm thinking about all the places I wish to visit. And in my mind, it's like, that's a lot of places, Lucy. It's like, yeah. And the divine was saying to me, you know, do you want to travel again? I said, I'm thinking I do. I'm thinking I do want to travel. Surrender to the divine. Okay, so we have believe in the impossible. Your hard work is paying off. The end of a tough cycle approaches, and surrender to the divine. And no arguing. No arguments about it. Okay. This tough cycle is ending. Right then. Is that what you see? Night, argue. Maybe somebody argues with themselves at night. I'm taken to a story that Napoleon Hill shares regarding his book Think and Grow Rich. So the book was written and all it needed was a title, and Napoleon could not come up with a title for the book. And so the publishers are saying this book's going to be published, you know, it's going to be published like, you know, in a couple of days. We need the title. If you don't come up with one, I'm going to call it, and it was something silly like Iggly Squiggly, blah, blah, blah. And Napoleon Hill said, no, there's no way, you know, you can't call it that. And that night, the story that he tells is that he gave himself a really good talking to. So much so that it was like, come on, chum, old chum, we've got to come up with a name. He was talking to his higher self. But apparently the neighbour thought that he was like arguing with his wife. But he wasn't, and he was talking to his higher self. And then he woke up about 2 o'clock, something like that, in the morning. Early hours of the morning with the name, the title, Think and Grow Rich. And straight away he rang his publisher and said, I've got it. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Anyway, the book was written. It just needed a title. Cheers. We're going to have a look at these energies. I'm taken to the word anoint. Annoyed. Maybe somebody's really annoyed with themselves. Not. Everyone's a fruit and nutcase. Cadbury's fruit and nuts. Okay, believe in the impossible. So I've got the psychic tarot. Okay, you can keep those. We'll have these ones. We're going to work on these 2 cards. Believe in the impossible. Have a look at the colourings. And I'm taken to like the 4 seasons, as we've been speaking about. What's your favourite season? Okay, believe in the impossible. Can you tell us more about this card, please? Temptation. The devil energy. So, this here looks like somebody's like pushing that away. But are they? Or are they trying to like grasp it is the key. It's got love on it. It's got love on the key. Got love on the mind. And then you have like this dark energy that's, it's like keeping him, what's really coming through is like the ego's denying, the ego's denying, rejecting the connection where the soul is reaching for it. Okay, so devil energy. Believe in the impossible. Temptation. Major arcana. It says, through this card, addictions and self-limiting behaviours are being addressed. This is a time when you or someone else in your life may be placing too much emphasis on the material, physical world and its pleasures. Even though we're all born connected to the divine source, we have a tendency to pull away from what was once natural. Excuse me. When we become disconnected from spirit, the source that once nourished... Excuse me, it's like my voice is trying to be taken away. Cheers. When we become disconnected from spirit, the source that once nourished us, it's often replaced with a different supply or substitute. In other words, the connection or substitute, in other words, the connection is then forged with food, alcohol, nicotine, codependency to someone, or even work, hence the term workaholic. Many of us spend our lives trying to fill the void that was created when the link to the divine was broken. The temptation card is calling you to take a hard look at your life and ask yourself, where in my life am I suffering from addictive behaviour? Is there negative thinking or behaviour that's causing the life force to seep out of my soul? Are the people and relationships in my life giving me energy, or are they draining it? Learn to embrace your fears and all of your doubts so that every situation in your life becomes a learning experience. Gaining the knowledge that the physical world teaches will help you transcend to a higher spiritual awareness. Okay, so this is looking more clearer, as in this has been tough. Learning to embrace your fears and all of your doubts so that every situation in your life becomes a learning experience, but your hard work is paying off. So let's have a look at that. Believe in the impossible, that things will, it's like feel easier. It's like don't ask for things to be easier, ask for yourself to be stronger, but it'll feel more natural. Okay, so your hard work is paying off. Believe in the impossible. Let's have a look at these cards. Let me put them ones back. Oh, Moon Cookie, your daughter and yourself has an argument Friday night. Hey, Cynthia, darling. Happy Sunday. It will get easier, Moon Cookie. I've had plenty of them. With my eldest daughter, I have. I've never argued with my youngest daughter. She doesn't like arguments. Okay, interesting that there's a card in reverse. So your hard work is paying off. We've got the truth here, which is the judgment card. But let's have a look at this. Your hard work is paying off. Look how balanced them scales are. Emotional withdrawal in reverse. That's good that this card is in reverse, because I feel here it's right there in front of you. Your hard work is paying off. It's like, don't scare yourself now. Sometimes we can feel so gripped by life that it's going to feel a bit unnatural when everything's just in alignment and flowing. So emotional withdrawal, now's not the time to give up. I want to read the truth card. Whereabouts is the book, please? Oh, come on, I've just had the book. Oh, here it is. 20. The qualities of this card illustrate spiritual awakening, clarity, the revelation of truth, and cosmic consciousness. Okay, so your hard work is paying off. Feels very much like the void energy, but look at this that's coming through. At times, it takes a wake-up call to get your attention and show how far you need to go. This card comes forth to do just that. Evaluation of the past, along with the lessons that you've learned or still need to understand, must now be a top priority. Doing so will enable you to forgive, accept, and heal so that you can move forward in a balanced spiritual mindset. The Truth card reminds you that a significant change must be made in a certain area of your life, but don't make any hasty decisions. Take your time, for any choices or alterations must be weighed and evaluated with the most careful and wisest of judgments. Whatever steps you take now will have far-reaching consequences, more than you'll ever know. Using the powers of the universe and blending them with a little help from the physical world will assist you in bringing about clarity and a shift of awareness. What was once not obvious will now be realized and understood. Be honest with yourself and trust what you know to be true. Okay. Trust what you know to be true, because the devil is going to try and get to you, because you're breaking free of this tough cycle. So the end of a tough cycle approaches. Trapped in fear. Or believe in the impossible. It says, I'm possible. Believe in the I'm possible. Okay, some of this energy is taking me to the film The Matrix, and when Neo's mouth by the agents, it's like he can't speak. That's what feels happening with my throat. Okay. Trapped in fear. We've got to have a look at this. The end of a tough cycle approaches, and the end of being trapped in this fearful state of being, which is just attracting more for the devil to trap you with. You're an easy target for the devil. You're easily scared. This card reveals that it's actually your own fear that has you immobilized and trapped. preventing you from making decisions or choices. You are the one who's holding yourself prisoner or hostage. And in order to continue your journey, you must first face your fears so that new people and conditions can manifest. These fears, they're not coming through you're leaving the matrix. You're unplugging from the matrix. That means you unplug from fear or the hold that it can have on you. False evidence appearing real. Fear will aid you. It will cause illness, death, like physical death, if it's not a death of the ego. The ego needs to die. This soul here is wanting the key. It's like the key's being highlighted. When you're through the veil, the veil of illusion, there is no fear. Hey, Bond. Hi, Lucy and Channel Peeps. How are you, darling? Cheers. Cheers. Okay. So, fear. We've got to deal with it before the end of the year. It's an accelerated ascension program. Okay, many individuals choose to stay in this place because they can't see the road ahead. They feel a misguided sense of safety there, or they're afraid of starting something new. But staying will only add to your levels of stress and anxiety and create adverse effects in your physical body. Cheers, Bond, darling. Cheers. This period will end. The end of a tough cycle approaches. It says this period will end when you use your mind to cut through the limitations caused by your emotions. Okay. We've got surrender to the divine. Would you guys like to give me some page numbers, please? Let me give you the numbers. Okay. Page number 9. Jeez, it's like the book slammed on me. 9 to 286. 9, Bond, darling. Number 3. 77, I like that. 27, thank you, Mariah. 77, that's the year I was born. Okay, 27 was the date of my birthday. And we all know that I was born in summer, in April. Okay, right. Bond, darling, can you choose a different number, please? Right, let's start with 27, Mariah. Let's have a look at this message, darling. Okay, here we go. Mr. Fix-It and the Home Improvement Committee. This is what we've got. Okay, right, okay. Number 1, how can you drink? How can you drink? It doesn't say that. It says, how can you think of buying that? You already have one. Number 2, those dishes are still wet. They're dry with spots. Number 3, your hair is getting kind of long, isn't it? Number 4, there's a parking spot over there. Turn the car around. Number 5, you want to spend time with your friends. What about me? Number 6, you shouldn't work so hard. Take a day off. Number 7, don't put that there. It will get lost. Jeez, this just sounds like someone who's a nagger. It's like, oh, please be quiet. Okay, arguments, see? Getting annoyed. Ah. 8. You should call a plumber. He'll know what to do. 9. Why are we waiting for a table? Didn't you make reservations? 10. You should spend more time with the kids. They miss you. 10. I've already read that one. 11. Your office is still a mess. How can you think in there? When are you going to clean it up? 12. You forgot to bring it home again. Maybe you could put it in a special place where you can remember it. 13. You're driving too fast. Slow down or you'll get a ticket. 14. Next time we should read the movie reviews. 15. I don't know where you were. I didn't know where you were. You should have called. 16. Somebody drank from the juice bottle. 17. Don't eat with your fingers. You're setting a bad example. 18. Those potato chips are too greasy. They're not good for your heart. 19. You are not leaving yourself enough time. 20. You should give me more advance notice. I can't just drop everything and go to lunch with you. Why not? There's a spontaneity in your life. 21. Your shirt doesn't match your pants. 22. Bill called for the 3rd time. When are you going to call him back? That does sound like a nagging feminine. Jeez, look. Oh, hold on. Surrender to the divine. Right, that was that, Mariah. Thank you. That just whole list of complaints. Jeez. That could just be in one day, you know. Right, okay. What's next? Angie? 77, darling. Upset, it starts with, speaking different languages. Upset. Just doesn't seem right. He certainly doesn't want her to be happy because he is upset, but he does want her to be happy. He wants her to be happy so that he has one less problem to worry about. In addition, he wants her to be happy because it helps him to feel loved by her. When a woman is happy and free from worry, it is easier for him to come out. Ironically, men show their love by not worrying. A man questions, how can you worry about someone whom you admire and trust? Men commonly support one another by saying phrases such as, don't worry, you can handle it, or that's their problem, not yours, or I'm sure it will work out. Men support one another by not worrying or minimizing their troubles. It took me years to understand that my wife actually wanted me to worry for her when she was upset. Without this awareness of our different needs, I would minimize the importance of her concerns. This only made her more upset. When a man goes into his cave, he is generally trying to solve a problem. If his mate is happy or not needy at this time, then he has one less problem to solve before coming out. Knowing that she is happy with him also gives him more strength to deal with his problem while in the cave. Anything that distracts her or helps her to feel good will be helpful to him. These are some examples. Interesting. Okay. I feel the energy of the divine feminine allowing the divine masculine, to have his space as much as he needs. So surrender to the divine. I feel like that's an example. Okay. Read a book. Listen to music. Work in the garden, exercise, get a massage, listen to self-improvement tapes, treat yourself to something delicious, call a girlfriend for a good chat, write in a journal, go shopping, pray or meditate, go for a walk, take a bubble bath, see a therapist, watch TV or video. Okay, so very interesting. Thank you, Angie, for your page selection. Sherry, 47. When a man loves a woman, actually says when a woman loves a man. How to motivate the opposite sex. Okay, Sherry, here it is, page number 47. Let's read this top bit. Needed. To become motivated again, he needs to feel appreciated, trusted and accepted. Not to be needed is a slow death for a man. When a woman loves a man... Okay, let's have some coffee. Cheers. A woman falling in love with a man is similar to what took place when the first Venusian believed that the Martians were coming. She dreamed that a fleet of spaceships from the heavens would land and a race of strong and caring Martians would emerge. These beings would not need nurturing, but instead wanted to provide for and take care of the Venusians. These Martians were very devoted and were inspired by the Venusian beauty and culture. The Martians recognized that their power and competence were meaningless without someone to serve. These wondrous and admirable beings had found relief and inspiration in the promise of serving, pleasing, and fulfilling the Venusians. What a miracle! Other Venusians had similar dreams and instantly came out of their depressions. The realization that transformed the Venusians was the belief that help was on the way because the Martians were coming. The Venusians had been depressed because they felt isolated and alone. To come out of depression, they needed to feel that loving help was on the way. Most men have little awareness of how important it is to a woman to feel supported by someone who cares. Women are happy when they believe their needs will be met. When a woman is upset, overwhelmed, confused, exhausted, or hopeless, what she needs most is simple companionship. She needs to feel she is not alone. She needs to feel loved and cherished. Empathy, understanding, validation, and compassion go a long way to assist her in becoming more receptive and appreciative of his support. Men don't realize this because their Martian instincts tell them it's best to be alone when they are upset. When she is upset, out of respect, he will leave her alone. Or, if he stays, he makes matters worse by trying to solve her problems. He does not instinctively, we'll carry on. He does not instinctively realize how very important closeness, intimacy, and sharing are to her. What she needs most is just someone to listen. Through sharing her feelings, she begins to remember that she is worthy of love and that her needs will be fulfilled. Doubt and mistrust melt away. Her tendency to be compulsive relaxes as she remembers that she is worthy of love. She doesn't have to earn it. She can relax, give less, and receive more. She deserves it. Splendid. Thank you, Sherry. Bond, 78. John Gray. It says at the top of the page. The Martians also recommended that the Venusians do something enjoyable. It was hard to conceive of being happy. It was hard to conceive of being happy when a friend was hurting, but the Venusians did find a way. Every time their favourite Martian went into his cave, they would go shopping or out on some other pleasing excursion. Venusians love to shop. My wife Bonnie sometimes uses this technique. When she sees I am in my cave, she goes shopping. I never feel like I have to apologise for my Martian side. When she can take care of herself, I feel okay taking care of myself and going into my cave. She trusts that I will come back and be more loving. She knows that when I go into my cave is not the right time to talk. She knows that when I go into my cave is not the right time to talk. When I begin showing signs of interest in her, she recognises that I am coming out of the cave and it is then a time to talk. Sometimes she will casually say, "When you feel like talking, I would love to spend some time together. Would you let me know when?" In this way, she can test the waters without being pushy or demanding. How to communicate support to a Martian. Even when they are out of the cave, men want to be trusted. They don't like unsolicited advice or empathy. They need to prove to themselves. Being able to accomplish things without the help of others is a feather in their cap. While for a woman, when someone assists her, having a supportive relationship is a feather in her cap. A man feels supported when a woman communicates in a way that says, "I trust you to handle things unless you directly ask for help." Learning to support men in this way can be very difficult in the beginning. Many women feel that the only way they can get what they need in a relationship is to criticize a man when he makes mistakes and to offer unsolicited advice. Without a role model of a mother who knew how to receive support from a man, it does not occur to women that they can encourage a man to give more by directly asking for support without being critical or offering advice. In addition, if he behaves in a manner that she does not like, she can simply and directly tell him that she doesn't like his behaviour without casting judgment that he is wrong or bad. Okay. I'll leave that page because I can see that maybe that header, how to approach a man with criticism or advice. Okay. Moon cookie, number 44, darling. Let's have a look at the message on page 44. Through his telescope, Moon cookie, Lord John Graham Outlander is such a gentleman. I love gentlemen. I love gentlemen. I love such characters. 44. So through his telescope, a vision he described as awesome beauty and grace. He had discovered the Venusians. his body lit on fire. As he watched the Venusians for the first time in his life, he began to care about someone other than himself. From just one glimpse, his life had new meaning. His depression lifted. Okay, interesting. So we can see how the depression of the Venusians, the divine feminine, lifts. We've been told about that. And then here, it's making mention of the Martians, the divine masculine's depression. He had discovered the Venusians. His body lit on fire. As he watched the Venusians for the first time in his life, he began to care about someone other than himself. From just one glimpse from just one glimpse, his life had new meaning. His depression lifted. Martians have a win-lose philosophy. I want to win, and I don't care if you lose. As long as each Martian took care of himself, this formula worked fine. It worked for centuries. But now it needed to be changed. Giving primarily to themselves was no longer as satisfying. Being in love, they wanted the Venusians to win as much as themselves. In most sports today, we can see an extension of this Martian competitive code. For example, in tennis, I not only want to win, but also try to make my friend lose by making it difficult for him to return my shots. I enjoy winning, even though my friend loses. Most of these Martian attitudes have a place in life, but this win-lose attitude becomes harmful in our adult relationships. If I seek to fulfill my own needs at the expense of my partner, we are sure to experience unhappiness, resentment, and conflict. The secret of forming a successful relationship is for both partners to win. Differences attract. After the first Martian fell in love, he began manufacturing telescopes for all his brother Martians. Very quickly, they all came out of their depressions. They too began to feel love for the Venusians. They started to care about the Venusians as much as themselves. The strange and beautiful Venusians were a mysterious attraction to the Martians. Their differences especially attracted the Martians. Where the Martians were hard, the Venusians were soft. Where the Martians were angular, the Venusians were round. Where the Martians were cool, the Venusians were warm. In a magical and perfect way, their differences seemed to complement each other. In an unspoken language, the Venusians communicated loud and clear, "We need you. Your power and strength can bring us great fulfillment, filling a void deep within our being. Together, we could live in great happiness." This invitation motivated and empowered the Martians. Many women instinctively understand how to give this message. In the beginning of a relationship, a woman gives the man a brief look that says, "You could be the one to make me happy." In this subtle way, she actually initiates their relationship. This look encourages him to come closer. It empowers him to overcome his fears of having a relationship. Unfortunately, once they are in a relationship, and as the problems begin to emerge, she doesn't know how important that message still is to him and neglects to send it. The Martians were very motivated by the possibility of making a difference on Venus. The Martian race was moving to a new level of evolution. They were no longer satisfied by just proving themselves and developing their power. They wanted to use their power and skills in the service of others, especially in the service of the Venusians. They were beginning to develop a new philosophy, a win-win philosophy. They wanted a world where everyone cared for themselves as well as for others. Let's just finish the page. The Martians, can we read that part in bold, please? Love motivates Martians. The Martians began building a fleet of spaceships that would carry them across the heavens to Venus. They had never felt so alive. Through glimpsing the Venusians, they were beginning to have unselfish feelings for the first time in their history. Similarly, when a man is in love, he is motivated to be the best he can be in order to serve others. When his heart is open, he feels so confident in himself that he is capable of making major changes. Given the opportunity to prove his potential, he expresses his best self. Only when he feels he cannot succeed does he regress back to his old selfish ways. When a man is in love, he begins to care about another as much as himself. He is suddenly released from the binding chains of being motivated for himself alone and becomes free to give to another, not for personal gain, but out of caring. He experiences his partner's fulfillment as if it were his own. He can easily endure any hardship to make her happy because her happiness makes him happy. His struggles become easier. He is energized with a higher purpose. In his youth, he can be satisfied by serving himself alone, but as he matures, self-gratification is no longer as satisfying. To experience fulfillment, he must begin to live his life motivated by love. Being inspired to give in such a free and selfless way liberates him from the inertia of self-gratification, devoid of caring for others. Although he still needs to receive love, his greatest need is to give love. Most men are not only hungry to give love, but are starving for it. Their biggest problem is that they do not know what they are missing. They rarely saw their fathers succeed in fulfilling their mothers through giving. As a result, they do not know what a major source of fulfillment for a man can come. As a result, they do not know that a major source of fulfillment for a man can come through giving. When his relationships fail, he finds himself depressed and stuck in his cave. He stops caring and doesn't know why he is so depressed. At such times, he withdraws from relationships or intimacy and remains stuck in his cave. He asks himself, what is it all for and why he should bother? He doesn't know that he has stopped caring because he doesn't feel needed. He does not realize that by finding someone who needs him, he can shake off his depression and be noted again and be motivated again. Not to be needed is a slow death for a man. Hey, Alana. Hi. Hi, darling. Would you like to choose a page number, Alana? Happy Sunday to you. From page number 9 to 286. And we can finish on that message. These messages have been 53. Thank you, Alana, darling. I'm going to choose page number 207. That used to be my door number. Okay, when I was a child. My childhood home. 53. Okay, Alana, let's have a look at this message. There we are. That was a relevant message, I know. Yes, I'm feeling the relevancy as well. Relevancy. Cheers. Cheers, Divine Feminines. Okay. 53. Painful. Painful because deep inside her unconscious, she holds the incorrect belief that she is unworthy of receiving more. This belief was formed and reinforced in childhood every time she had to suppress her feelings, needs, or wishes. A woman is particularly vulnerable to the negative and incorrect belief that she doesn't deserve to be loved. If, as a child, she witnessed abuse or was directly abused, then she is even more vulnerable to feeling unworthy of love. It is harder for her to determine her worth. Hidden in the unconscious, this feeling of unworthiness generates the fear of needing others. A part of her imagines that she will not be supported. Because she is afraid of not being supported, she unknowingly pushes away the support she needs. When a man receives the message that she doesn't trust him to fulfill her needs, then he feels immediately rejected and is turned off. Her hopelessness and mistrust transform her valid needs into desperate expressions of neediness and communicate to him the message that she doesn't trust him to support her. Ironically, men are primarily motivated by being needed, but are turned off by neediness. At such times, a woman mistakenly assumes that having needs has turned him off, when in truth, it is her hopelessness, desperation, and mistrust that has done so. Without recognizing that men need to be trusted, it is difficult and confusing for women to understand the difference between needing and neediness. Needing is openly reaching out and asking for support from a man in a trusting manner, one that assumes that he will do his best. This empowers him. Neediness, however, is desperately needing support because you don't trust you will get it. It pushes men away and makes them feel rejected and unappreciated. For women, not only is needing others confusing, but being disappointed or abandoned is especially painful, even in the smallest ways. It is not easy for her to depend on others and then be ignored, forgotten, or dismissed. Needing others puts her in a vulnerable position. Being ignored or disappointed hurts more because it affirms the incorrect belief that she is unworthy. Okay. Cheers. Thank you, Alana. Oh my goodness, this page. Right, let's go to 207. Number 207 Castle Road. That's where I used to live. Okay, let's go to 207. Ing. How to communicate difficult feelings. In and respectful way. He doesn't realise how hurtful his negative attitude is to her. These are the times when talking does not work. Fortunately, there is another alternative. Instead of verbally sharing your feelings with your partner, write him or her a letter. Writing letters allows you to listen to your own feelings without worrying about hurting your partner. By freely expressing and listening to your own feelings, you automatically become more centered and loving. As men write letters, they become more caring, understanding, and respectful. As women write letters, they become more trusting, accepting, and appreciative. Writing out your negative feelings is an excellent way to become aware of how unloving you may sound. With this greater awareness, you can adjust your approach. In addition, by writing out your negative emotions, their intensity can be released, making room for positive feelings to be felt again. Having become more centered, you can then go to your partner and speak to him or her in a more loving way, a way that is less judgmental or blaming. As a result, your chances of being understood and accepted are much greater. After writing your letter, you may no longer feel a need to talk. Instead, you could become inspired to do something loving for your partner. Whether you share your feelings in your letter or you just write a letter to feel better, writing down your feelings is an important tool. Whether you share the feelings in your letter or you just write a letter to feel better, writing down your feelings is an essential tool. Instead of writing down your feelings, you may also choose to do the same process in your mind. Simply refrain from talking and review what happened in your mind. In your imagination, imagine you are saying what you feel, think, and want without editing yourself in any way. By carrying on an inner dialogue and expressing the complete truth about your inner feelings, you will suddenly become free from their negative grip. That's the energy here. That negative grip. The devil. Fear. Whether you write down your feelings or do it mentally, by exploring, feeling, and expressing your negative feelings, they lose their power and positive feelings re-emerge. The love letter technique increases the power of effectiveness of this process tremendously. Although it is a writing technique, it can also be done mentally as well. Okay. Cheers, Moon Cookie. Thank you, Lucy. Good night, everyone. Good night, Moon Cookie. Are you off to bed, Moon Cookie? Where are you going? Am I going? I'm not going anywhere just yet. Okay, surrender to the divine. We're going to read this message. But if you have gone, Moon Cookie, sweet dreams, darling. Okay, so let's have a look at surrender to the divine, and it's the full moon. Okay, let's see what the message of the full moon is. The very word climax brings all sorts of ideas and images to mind. Agreed? This is what the... But it really is the feeling of this card. Life is coming to a head, a point, a conclusion, or a turning point. There may be some kind of change, and possibly even some sort of emotional explosion. Tune into your emotions now and see what they're telling you. They're very likely close to the surface, no matter when in the moon cycle you've pulled this card. Matters will soon conclude, and you'll find out whether or not your wishes are going to come true. The odds are in your favour, as this is a positive card, but you may need to work harder than usual to keep cool as events unfold. Okay, so there's this need to work harder than usual to keep your cool. Attune to the moon. I'm getting the answers I need. Additional meanings for this card. A wish you made may be about to come true. It's make or break time. There could be a sense of madness in the air. Breathe deep and stay calm. You may need to forgive someone to release negative energy. The teaching, the full moon marks the climax of the lunar cycle, making this card something of a power card. And the next full moon is the full moon in Gemini. The lovers, the twins. The full moon is often the time when answers are given to questions asked during the new moon, and pulling this card at any time in the lunar cycle suggests answers will be coming your way before too long. Fandabidozy. Fantastic. Okay. Excuse me. I have the Divine Feminine deck. We'll get a message from the Divine Feminine Oracle, and then I've got the Enchanted Map, and I feel that I'm going to pull a card from there after we've read this message. So let's see what card wants to come out of the Divine Feminine's Oracle. Oh, these feel nice and light and quick. Okay, here we go with the pronunciations. The Mystic of Peace. I am peace. When my mind is clear, the way is clear. Okay. Zhao, Yang Jing. Let's find out where this Divine Feminine is in the book. $158. Well, obviously, I'm really tempted to have a look at what is written. In the book, men are from Mars, women are from Venus on 158. We'll do that. And why am I singing, we're in the money, we're in the money? $158. The Mystic of Peace. I am peace. When my mind is clear, the way is clear. Okay, page number 158. It says the hidden reason he is arguing, and then what he needs not to argue. Okay. I don't like it when she complains about how much she does or how unappreciated she feels. It makes me feel unappreciated for the things I do for her. What he needs, not to argue. He needs to feel appreciated. Instead, he feels blamed, unacknowledged, and powerless. Okay. 5. I don't like it when she worries about everything that could go wrong. I don't feel trusted. What he needs, not to argue. He needs to feel trusted and appreciated for his contribution to her security. Instead, he feels responsible for her anxiety. Okay. Number 6, I don't like it when she expects me to do things or talk when she wants me to. I don't feel accepted or respected. Number 6, he needs to feel accepted just the way he is. Instead, he feels controlled or pressured to talk and thus has nothing to say. It makes him feel that he can never satisfy her. Number 7, I don't like it when she feels hurt by what I say. I feel mistrusted, misunderstood, and pushed away. Number 7, he needs to feel accepted and trusted. Instead, he feels rejected and unforgiven. Number 8, I don't like it when she expects me to read her mind. I can't. It makes me feel bad or inadequate. Number 8, he needs to feel approved of and accepted. Instead, he feels like a failure. Fulfilling a man's primary emotional needs will diminish his tendency to engage in hurtful arguments. Automatically, he will be able to listen and speak with much greater respect, understanding and caring. In this way, arguments, differences of opinion, and negative feelings can be resolved through conversation, negotiation, and compromise without escalating into hurtful arguments. Okay. So, the mystic of peace. Should we have a look and see why your soul selected this card? Albert Einstein reportedly said that we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. Clarity only comes from clarity. There is a peace and calm that exists far beneath the constant banter most of us listen to all day within our minds. Jungian author Clarissa Pinkola Estes calls it the river beneath the river. It's the steady flow of the universal life force that wants us to reach our goal if we can only get still enough to merge with it. Wu Wei in Taoism translates as doing nothing. It's a sacred feminine art of trusting the force of life that exists within us all. Zhuao mastered this spiritual practice by calming her mind and experiencing the still center that's at the eye of every storm. Zhuao is a call for us to be still, to do nothing other than shift our awareness. Come out of the current state of mind we're in before making any moves or decisions. She reminds us that we only want to take action when what is moving us is the force of love at the heart of everything. The Soul Voice meditation: enter the heart and ask to experience stillness. Repeat the mantra, I am peace. And the intention, I am peace. When my mind is clear, the way is clear. That's a beautiful message. You've been feeling this, Alana? Whew. Okay, so let's go to the enchanted map. We have flying, it's in reverse. When you see the flying card reversed, it is a gentle reminder that there are times to take flight and times to remain grounded. And for now, you must avoid overreaching. There is still work to be done before you earn your wings. And it's about facing those remaining fears. Be patient. What you seek will not be out of reach forever. Remember the story of Icarus in Greek mythology, whose wax-made wings and overconfidence brought him too close to the sun. He perished because he didn't realize his limitations. Humility is a great power, and now you must exercise it. Don't do too much. It doesn't say that, but don't do too much. It says doing too much, too fast, too soon, only serves to prevent a beautiful flight later on. Okay. I want to finish this reading off with a message from Rumi. Thank you for joining me this evening. We have two messages. Beyond the threshold of fear. Is that what this card is here? What's waiting for you beyond the threshold of fear? Okay, so card number 25. It's like that outer ring on a dartboard of the bullseye. Beyond the threshold of fear. Enter the lion's jungle. Don't think about getting hurt. Fearful thoughts are phantoms of the mind. No one is harmed in this jungle. Everything is compassion and love. It is your fear holding you back like a bar behind the door. Well, we did say here that you're holding yourself prisoner. Hostage. How I celebrate for you. After so long away from home, you are finally returning. Beyond the threshold of fear, you dispense with your doubts, hesitations, cautions, and tentativeness. They are old friends with whom you no longer have anything in common. Goodbye, old friends, I wish you well, you say, whilst turning your face to the burgeoning light of a new and yet ancient world. You are visiting as though for the first time, and yet somehow also remember deep in your sacred heart. Finally, we can sit together in the charming courtyard at home. We shall tell our tales of adventure and laugh, and we'll dance and sing. Eventually, day shall pass into night, and we'll gaze beneath our feet, our mouths gaping open in awe, and minds utterly blank, rendered dumb in sweet submission to beauty, as we watch the world spinning on her axis. After so long, you are changing your relationship to fear. No more shall it hold you in its thralls, in its thrall. You are becoming able to observe it, to witness it, even to have compassion rather than resistance. Instead of unconsciously sabotaging your growth and choosing to slumber in darkness, You awaken and delight in the light and sound of your divine being. Push and pull, one step forward and half a step back. So it has been for so long, and you have endured. Yes, you are winning the race, brave one, and fear is left to fizzle out. It was always a far less beautiful firework than your passionate conviction for love anyway. Better to let that dazzling firework come to light instead, much more satisfying. Oh, what a spiritual marathon you have been running. Now the end is in sight. You are drinking the sacred waters to replenish you from your journey. You are drinking, we'll repeat that, you are drinking the sacred waters to replenish you from your journey. The cups are pushed into your hands by encouraging angels as you approach that blessed sash marking the finish line. Your body and soul are on this journey together, and now they are ready for victory. And yes, to rest and recover from the effect. Rest now before a new adventure begins from a completely different state of being. This oracle comes with spiritual guidance for you. You have broken through a barrier, a self-imposed barrier of fear, whether it seemed to originate from within your subconscious, whether or not it seemed to originate from within your consciousness or from an external set of circumstances that held you back from taking the steps you are now taking or just about to take. These steps may feel strange, new, uncertain, and exciting. Your mind might not have received the memo that fear-based existence is no longer in operation for you. It may need a loving, tender, reassuring, and firm update that the relationship you have with fear is now rather different. You are the witness, not the victim. You are excited. That's me adding that part in because I can't speak any faster. Slow down. Okay. You are the witness, not the victim. Your consciousness is strong enough to hold it in compassion. You don't collapse under its weight. In fact, it is becoming less and less substantial for you. When it is there, it seems less convincing than what it once appeared to be. Compelling still at times perhaps, but not anywhere near as powerful as it once was. That power has been claimed by your heart instead. So give your mind the memo. Get used to this new way and take steps. Test your legs. You'll find them powerful and ready. Get set to fly. Test your wings. Trust is one, daring is the other. You'll find them enthusiastic for flight and ready to learn to ride the currents, purpose-built for soaring to great heights. Trust in your vision. Without the murky filter of fear, it is sharp and clear. You can see what is meant for you, what is true for you, what is beckoning you forward now. Take the running leap. There is no darkness and light for you anymore, just life, living free and clear. I'll be running and flying beside you. We'll soar and dive and rise together. Let's play. Oh, I love it. Let's play. Sacred Soul Sister. Hey, Soul Sister. I don't wanna miss What's the single thing you do tonight? When you are conscious, a cloud of sadness surrounds you. When you are beyond consciousness, the moon rests in your arms. When you are conscious, the beloved moves out of your reach. When you are beyond consciousness, the ecstasy of love moves your way. When you are conscious, you are depressed, like fall. When you are beyond consciousness, the winter cold feels like spring. All your wavering is due to your longing to be stable. Look for instability until you become stable. Rumi. I love that. Look for instability until you become stable. I love you. I am your other self. I am with you always, your partner on this soul journey. I am the you that you do not see. I am the you that speaks through intuition and instinct. I whisper and sing and shout my crazed truth-telling to you through your dreams, through your body. I am the you that is wise, that trusts in life, that knows. I am the you that sees reality rather than appearance. I am the you that knows how to be happy and free. There is a valid point of view that we travel this path of our life journey alone. Our deepest descents into the psyche happen alone. We meet death alone and come into the world alone. And yet there is a vaster perspective that we are never alone, that it would be impossible to really be alone. We are connected to all of life, and there is no such thing as being alone in reality, only in limited and temporary perception. As if such community were not enough, there is a partner, an ally, who journeys with you from birth to death and beyond, again and again. You have a sacred sister, a sister of your soul. She weaves the stories of truth through dreams and insights that come upon you as if from nowhere. Perhaps they drop into your mind or seem to erupt from within you. But that is her talking to you, demanding or reassuring, depending on what the occasion best calls for at that moment. Her truths may seem overly dramatic, so you may discount them as workings of an overactive imagination, or perhaps her truth tales are so subtle you dismiss them as meaningless, fleeting fancy. The wise ones know, however, that the truths of the sacred soul sister are powerful, relevant, and worthy of time and attention. They know her oftentimes strange and startling offerings hold the keys to unlock entire worlds, to open up new realities, and to transform the nature of our existence from the deepest and most esoteric spiritual levels to the most palpable, practical, daily realities of our living bodies in the physical world. Your sacred soul sister is your partner in consciousness. Make no mistake, she is you. She is just a part of you so great you cannot always see her from your conscious mind. It is sort of like the eye of the dog trying to see its whole self, which is a bit tricky, for as it moves to see its rear, so the rear is moved along too. So rather than through direct perception, the sacred soul sister is met through reflection. She can be received in those moments of rest where great ideas are born. She is a genius, you see, vastly creative and inspired. Her worlds are those we access in sleep and meditation, or absorbing engagement in activity where the mind can relax and drop into realities far more vast than those of daily life and be replenished. To tap into her wisdom, to distill a teaching from the fragmented memory of a dream or a subtle feeling experienced in meditation, requires that you walk with her gait and not the fast-paced, forward-moving canter of your conscious and intellectual mind. Her gait is meandering and apparently unstudied, yet she is in deep concentration to feel for truth of movement, to allow for what is emerging to express itself through her, and she is listening rather than demanding to know, to force, to speak, and to direct. To receive her genius and benefit most fully from it requires a willingness to surrender logic and open up to inspiration, to become empty, to let the mind soften and become receptive, open, and permeable. She delivers questions that lead to answers, but not according to demands issued by an insecure and fearful mind. She offers what is genuinely needed and answers the deepest questions of the heart. She is trustworthy, this sister. She cannot betray truth. Therefore, she can be relied upon as a faithful way shower for the heart. So, to commune with her, wise as that impulse is, requires that you learn the ways of her world and the strange symbolic language she speaks. She will never tell you what you already know. Why be so inefficient? No, she prefers to educate, elucidate, intrigue, and beguile as you are drawn into far more beautiful, powerful, and helpful truths. So in her world and in her language, you must suspend your need to immediately understand. Let yourself absorb the imagery, the feelings, and the possibilities, to dwell, ponder, and be permeated by the wisdom. The appearance of a horse may signify your own spiritual being, and the appearance of you may signify a false sense of identity and not the real you at all. You may see desert landscapes and moonlit nights in your dreams. When so much inner growth is happening, you will soon bloom like the springtime. You may dream of charging up hills with great energy, when in your physical world, you can barely muster enough strength to get out of bed in the morning. What does all this mean? This apparent contrary, world upside down, nothing as it seems symbolism. The meaning is the communication, and the communication is received in repose, in reflection, in quietness and rest. And you must trust. Trust her and trust yourself. When something needs to be known, so it shall be. This is necessary, so much less than what we expect. Your lack of knowing is not ignorance. Your unknowingness is your bowing to life with trust. She has come to you through this oracle to remind you that everything is all right, that she has your back, no matter what appearances may seem to be to your more limited dog's eye consciousness in the light of day. She is guiding you with her wider knowledge through circumstances and situations that are ultimately going to free you into a greater love than you have ever known. No matter whether you feel like a rat in a maze or a bewildered drunk stumbling through labyrinths, back alleyways, trying to find your way back home again. No matter how out of control life may seem, she's letting you know all is proceeding just as it should, and that her will shall manifest. Her will is your wholeness, your completion. Her will must manifest and shall, because her will is nature, it is growth, it is God. She is God in you now. Remember that, and you'll realise, if you don't mind the ending being told before the last chapter, that everything's going to be okay. This oracle comes with particular guidance also. You know something, deep in your bones, without knowing how or why, or without particular reason, you just know. It doesn't make sense, but you know. It may be joy that you know. It may be that you know to avoid a certain situation. It may be that something is going to work out beautifully, despite appearances to the contrary, at a particular moment. It may be that you are meant to take a certain path. You just know. This oracle comes as confirmation that your knowing, mysterious as it is your sacred soul sister talking through you. Trust it and act, or not, accordingly. Okay. Have yourself a lovely evening. Enjoy the rest of your day. The sweetest of dreams. I will catch up with you all soon. Mariah, I'll give you a message tomorrow, darling, and we can arrange a convenient time for us both to catch up. You're so welcome, Alana. Thank you for all of your beautiful presences, your presences. Thank you. Okay, you're so welcome, Sherry, darling. I will speak to you guys soon. Take care, much love. Bye for now. Mariah, I will speak to you later. Bye, darling.